Welcome everyone to another edition of SmackDown Wrestling Podcast. As usual, leave us a like and a sub on the Gaming Fault, where you get to hear me and Martin every Tuesday, Wednesday for Raw and Smackdown, and Saturday and the Monday for pay-per-views throughout the year. Also check us out on Facebook, where you can leave a like, get to see some pictures, some random shit we like to put up about wrestling, quite funny stuff, like the Mick Foley from a certain website went in the Royal Rumble as the Godfather's personas. Brilliant shit.
Jesus Christ.
So
honestly, just I hate people.
So,
anyway,
as usual, you've got the master of sexiness, me, and the voice of heel at top volume Regal, Martin.
Without busted.
Do you like that, lad?
I do, sunshine.
You'd be a great heel, mate. I know you would. You'd always be a great heel.
Because I bloody hate people. I bloody hate people, lad.
Right, SmackDown. They had to follow up Raw because Raw was good. There are a lot of great segments back from the past in Raw, with the backstage brawl, the bar fight. So they had a lot to topple it. And I think they did. I'd say equal terms, but SmackDown was really good. Opens up with Becky and Alexa contract signing. Alexa was brilliant.
That was their best promos.
Alexa was brilliant. People might see it as cheesy, but I thought she would see for the era we're in. She was really good, and you could hate her as a heel. Hate her.
I totally but the both of them sounded like they believed what they were doing, and that's the first thing I can say that about either of them. In fact, that's something you could say about a lot of people this week. Well, they can't be scripting them so tightly. It must be that.
Well, that's the thing. So when you look at their segment to another women wrestling segment later on, exactly. There was it's fucking night and day compared to each other. The bit I found so funny, and the fucking punch off Becky when she hit out with the potato farm. I was like, oh fuck, you went there.
That's her bleeding, and she was bleeding.
She was bleeding.
Nose.
So it's a table match.
Well, they never actually said that, but I think so. Given that what happened in the segment with Becky going through the table. It better be.
It better be, mate, because obviously the women's Hell in a Cell, they've got to do something unique with it too, which I think will be great.
And they're clearly up for it.
Oh, aye. Alexa's no shining away for it. She's not like Charlotte, who's scared to take a fucking bump. Brilliant segment, mate. Absolutely.
Can I just ask one thing? Why do they keep saying Glasgow so much? You never hear that. I beat you in the title match in New York or in Madison Square Garden or at the Staples. You don't hear any of that. And yet they keep saying how they had a match in Glasgow, and when I beat you in Glasgow and I didn't lose in Glasgow. Well, it's just really strange.
Hopefully to get some attention to it, because the SmackDown that night was fucking awful.
Well, exactly. Why would you want people to pay attention to that?
I know. I was there. I know.
It's just strange that they keep bringing up the city and they never, ever, ever do that.
But my red-haired goddess looked beautiful. Mate,
she did. They both did.
Oh, beautiful. Perverted as it sounds, beautiful.
And then she called her a bitch.
Oh, fuck, cat fight!
We're past that era. Well, we were past that era.
But no, it was a great segment, a great way to start the show. It's set everything up for Sunday. I'm looking forward to the match. Alexa, like we've spoke about throughout all the podcasts, she's grown. She has grown. She's a great wee heel. That's
been put in with Becky as Mira.
Yes, it is absolutely brilliant. So I can't wait for Sunday for their match. It's going to be great.
Yes.
We'll do predictions obviously on Saturday, so I'm not going to think about anything until then. it's going to be a tough one because Alexa can be deserving of this belt now.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a tough one. So we're really going to have to think of this. Up next, we had.
Ziggler and Kalisto versus Miz and Inanimate Carbon Rod. Because he's got the charisma of the Inanimate Carbon Rod from The Simpsons, the one that Homer got saved by in the space shuttle and got the parade.
Mate, Ziggler made him look great.
That's because that's what Ziggler does. Ziggler can't not do that. See if you put Ziggler in there with Stephen Hawking.
Aye.
Stephen Hawking would go over and he'd look good doing it.
The match was alright. It was alright for what it was.
Nothing wrong with it.
That's
what you expect when you've got Miz and Ziggler doing the majority of the stuff.
The only thing that I'm a bit... I've got to sit through it live, is another match with Corbin and Kalisto on the pay-per-view now.
And I know, it's pre-show fodder. Why is it on the main show?
Yeah, I'm not...
And it's a chairs match.
Oh, fuck.
Which has never, ever been in... I mean, what's the rules of a chairs match? You can hit each other with chairs, but don't you dare use anything that's not a chair.
At least it's no TLC with stairs. Remember the stairs match?
To be fair to those two, they did some clever stuff with the stairs. When they stacked them all up and whipped them through them.
Good.
That was cool.
Who was that again? Was it Big Show?
It was Eric Rowan and Big Show. And they put on a good match considering who was in it. And the gimmick.
Was Ziggler and Kalisto win with disqualification because
Baron Corbin, a carbon boring rod gets a chair.
Big Bone Foreskin hits Kalisto with a chair, which quite a lot of us would want to hit both of them with a chair. I was trying to botch spot, and there was fucking name. What the fuck, Kalisto? Come on, you up to Sin Cara?
You're shamed your mentor.
I know. Fuck's sake, Sin Cara's rolling about in his grave. Oh fuck, mate, we forgot to actually mention this yesterday. Speaking of fucking Botchamania, Sin Cara. Oh, copyright. Oh, sorry. Sin Cara. Fucking the segment with Jericho, and he's talking about the Sin Cara mask, and he actually takes a dig at Sin Cara, and he's like, "No, this is a mask of Jericho. Put it on, man." I forgot.
This is after his tweet saying it was a mark of respect to the man. Was it Jimmy? Was it Jimmy?
Fuck. Oh, you bit his finger and he hooked you. Come on, fuck. Oh.
Who fights like that? You punch me, you tiny Mexican.
After that, we go a couple of segments I actually quite enjoyed. American Alphas was quite entertaining.
Last night was their coming out party for the main roster.
Aye, it was really good. I see what you mean about the guys. The guys are fucking...
That was their best promos.
Aye.
So, I mean, even compared to what they'd done next. I know they had some crap duff lines, but the delivery...
The delivery was really good. The Bray Wyatt one, I kind of found funny, but it was good. I liked it, this dark side of Randy Orton. And it's just like... Look,
it's no Batman.
No, but it's not that side. But it's like even Luke Harper getting close to him, like, smell the new conditioner in my beard. Smell it. I mean, I'm making shit up in my head. It was just so funny. I really, really enjoyed it. But the bit I'm going to get to, mate, right? And this is when we talk about the night and day between the woman at the start.
That's the noise I was making as I skipped this.
Mate, at least it wasn't that noise. Because Big Cass must be rating it in because she had a job. I think she's been hanging about with Nikki Bella too much.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly didn't pay attention enough to find out, and I don't really care.
With that, mate, funnily enough, that's what I actually wrote in my notes, was word for word what I wrote, right? Carmella, for fuck's sake, nobody cares. Bella, out, still don't care.
Guy takes up miraculous, like nudity.
The bit I did find funny was when she was making a comment about John Cena, and then it moves on, I'm going to hit her across her chest, and it's like, you're just going to bust the tits he paid for.
You'll be raging.
Oh, fuck's sake. But again, I want to know who helps put on that fucking...
shambles.
That pair of shorts fucking Nikki Bella wears.
They're spray painted on, they've got to be.
Mate, I can't take my eyes off. It's like, I'm trying to watch what's happening in the ring, and it's like, I'm too busy watching this, but no, in all seriousness, it's fucking awful. She's still far too green. Her mic skills are questionable because it is like a blast for the past.
Regressed since NXT. She's actually regressed.
I mean, there was a couple of comments, no new stuff, but I seen about how she deserves a title shot, and I was like,
why?
Oh no, mate. I just outright say that when she's too green. Far too green.
To be fair, she'd probably be the first to say that.
Oh, aye, I think she would. And she's got a long way to go to even be considered in the title picture. A very
And
long way.
I've no idea what happened between getting the plane for Orlando to the main roster, because our promos are the opposite of what they were.
The only thing I could think of to try and get her over in a sense, because she needs promo work, but I would actually swap with somebody in Raw. I don't know
You
who.
reckon?
Swap her.
Well, that's the catch.
I don't know who. That's the thing. Swap her with somebody in Raw and fucking put her back with fucking Big Cass and Enzo, just to get.
I think that's the last thing she needs now. She's only going to get better if she's in the ring with people and hanging about with they two. She's just going to be eye candy on the outside.
I mean, I'm happy with likes of feuds. I'm a big feud guy, storyline guy, like yourself. And the fact they're keeping her with Nikki Bella, and Nikki's improved, so you've got to have somebody with her to try and like teach her things.
That was obviously their plan. Like,
yeah.
If they have Nikki, who came so far and been there for so long, keeping an eye on their newest roster member. But I can understand the thinking behind it, but something's not translating.
No, she's still got a lot to learn. She's still young. That's the thing. I can't see her getting let go anytime soon.
No.
She's still got a lot to learn. Just stop the cattiness. See, as soon as that stops, and if you put on good matches, like good performances one after the other, then people will buy into you. The crowd didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. You didn't buy it.
They didn't give a shit, did they?
Nah, so it's like when their match comes in TLC, I don't care. I genuinely don't fucking care. But there was, again, from Raw, we had great action, but a lot of talking again. It was like Glasgow over again. So we had the Ambrose Asylum.
Great segment.
Oh, brilliant segment, mate, where he takes the piss at James Ellsworth in a funny way. But I had a theory why he wore a big, long T-shirt, and then when at the end of the segment, it just blew that out the window, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's that gone. And the segment I'm talking about, right, AJ Styles, amazing again, fucking amazing. They'd done it right. He did not wrestle before. Well, they might have done a bad match.
He found a way to make the Styles clash look devastating without actually having to break someone's neck.
I know it was.
I know it's just a move where a guy falls in his stomach, if it goes well. But my God, he sold that like he was dead.
It's enough to make you believe he's genuinely fucking hurt. That's the great way of this.
So well done, and also with AJ booting him off him.
I mean, I loved it. I just absolutely loved the segment. AJ was brilliant. The theory I had, right, I wrote it down because the minute I was watching the segment, I was like, he always wears quite a small T-shirt, so why is he wearing like a T-shirt the size of like me and you would wear?
Well, because he had that giant T-shirt and he had another shirt underneath with long sleeves.
Well, I thought he had padding. See, when you look at it, and
I think understand that, to be fair.
Because exactly, I thought, is he wearing padding to take the bump? Because he took a style clash on the stairs.
Well, off the stairs,
sorry,
which is a bit more of a distance, and it's not like he had the pleasure I say pleasure, it's relative, of landing in the ring.
And top of that, it looked like he fucked his face right off the stairs, but he managed to...
He made it look good.
He made it look great, he really did. But I was like, is he wearing padding to take Mary a body blow? And then when like his T-shirt was rolling up, I was like, no, he's not wearing padding. He just outright took that shot.
I mean, it could be something as simple as they didn't have one in the size that he is, because he had to sell them. Because he's a big merch seller, ridiculously so.
He's still in the top 5, he's beating Goldberg.
Do you know what the best thing is? He's getting a good cut out of this, and he's going to be able to be comfortable for a while after this run. Even if it's just a Mania.
Aye.
Which I think it will be. He'll get a nice wee run. He'll got his merch, and then he's got all his wrestling appearances and conventions.
It was. I love the segment, mate. I could have watched that again and again.
Fantastic. Everybody's in top form just now.
Every week, apart from the Glasgow one, it's been fantastic storytelling with the three. How can people not like it? That means, so if that made your champion look weak, what the fuck did they do right? Exactly what he should have done. Literally nearly kill somebody. Literally nearly killed. So it's like, that's what you want. That is great wrestling storytelling. It's building it up to a big heated match at TLC with him and Ambrose. Fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Next, we have the new up-and-coming superstar Kane versus Luke Harper.
Kane really needs to win here.
He really needs
to establish himself.
He's got to establish himself. He needs this.
People are never going to take a guy in a mask seriously unless he gets a win.
Nah, you'll never take a guy who got burnt in a fire seriously with no burn marks.
Especially after he murdered his dad.
And he's the brother of the dead man himself.
And he killed him twice.
He killed him twice.
And he was already dead.
And also,
how are you going to take that guy seriously without him going over younger talent?
And it's not even that, mate. He's such a great talent. He was fake Diesel and fake Undertaker.
He was also the Christmas monster.
He was also a dentist.
Aye, but the Christmas monster was literally dressed up in tinsel and fairy lights and walking about. He was a walking tree that did choke slams. This is a real thing.
So the up-and-coming superstar Kane got a big
Kane Christmas monster.
He got a big win over Luke. Why the fuck did he need this win? Why?
I really don't know. What's the harm in putting Luke over?
I don't know either. That's twice now. I don't get it.
I absolutely think the two of them should work together because Luke is great, but if he wants to learn the WWE big man style, Kane's a man to teach him.
Oh, it is. It's just...
As you saw, they're the same height, just about.
Yeah.
They're both bastards. They're both very talented, and like after Kane's done, Harper can be there for like the next 10, 15 years, just the same as Kane did, doing exactly the same shtick.
I mean, I know we're kind of laughing about the Kane scenario. It wasn't a bad match. It's what you expect with two big bastards in the ring just body slamming each other.
And I just miss those kind of matches. I really do.
Nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just found it funny. Kane won again. And then when he goes to like his normal thing for the 4 posts, he's looking about as if, do I date now? I'm like, oh, aye. Fuck. He's forgot his gimmick.
I know, it's weird.
That's what happens when you're up-and-coming people. Up-and-coming superstar. He will get the superstar of the year, I tell you that just now.
Maybe next year. Maybe too soon for him.
SmackDown was actually great fun. It was actually great fun.
Oh, yeah. And it flew by as well.
Well, that's it, mate. It really did flew by. The next match we had was fucking great. Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton versus American Alpha for #1 contendership, the tag titles. Fucking great match. We had a great ending. I
told you, it's American Alpha's coming out party, and all they needed was a chance, and they took the chance and they fucking ran with it. They were exceptional last night.
It was great. The thing I'm happy with as well, after 4 years of being on the main roster, Bray Wyatt's got a title shot.
Oh, I know.
So this could be...
That is bizarre.
I've got a funny feeling they will win it because...
I think they're going to win it as well, and then set up a feud with American Alpha.
Because if I'm right in saying, Rhino will have to take time off soon, won't he?
Aye, because although he didn't win the place in, what is it, Detroit Senate or something, he's been elected to another office that he was also running for. So he'll need to give time to that. Right. But I don't know how it works in the States if like everybody changes in January. Because you know, like Trump comes in January.
Yeah.
Because now he's the president-elect. I don't know if it's like they change everything all at once or if it's staggered. I'm not the man to judge.
If anybody knows like so the way it works with...
And can explain it without making me drool and fall asleep.
Just please let us know, because we know Rhino's got to be leaving soon, so it makes sense if they were to drop the titles. The only thing is, where does that leave Slater?
Oh, he'll be fine. He'll find himself something. He always does. They will find something for him.
Do you think they'll take him at the title, the tag title picture, and just put him in IC?
Yes.
Just put him in IC.
I don't even know if he'll be that high up. He'll definitely be a main feature of SmackDown, though. Mm-hmm. He's too over.
Speaking of the tag champions, and the way the show ended was fucking awesome, man. I loved this.
Yes.
The 2 nights, it's like they just went back to absolute basics and nailed every single one.
We've been saying it for ages. The best thing about like old Raws and SmackDowns to a slightly lesser extent was you never knew what was going to happen.
No, it was brilliant. It was so you've got the tag champions go there and interview. Rhino's hiding his packet of quavers so you can't see the branding. What they mutton chops all about?
It's like a Barra's Wolverine, isn't he?
And then AJ Styles comes in, fuck that, I want a promo done, I want a promo. And all you hear is literally, you bastard. And then Dean Ambrose attacks him, throwing him over everything. And
fantastic.
Mate,
absolutely fantastic.
That was better than the car segment for Raw.
Aye.
By far better. It was
Raw threw down the gauntlet and SmackDown's picked it back up and just poked them in the arse.
It was so well done. A great SmackDown to get everyone set up for TLC. It was so well done. Very enjoyable. I just don't know what else to say about it. It was that quick, that good, that mate, we've done this podcast in 20 minutes.
Jesus Christ. That's not right.
So, for 10 minutes, let's talk about something else, Martin. Let's talk about something else for 10 minutes to kill time. So, people...
we don't want people feeling short-changed.
No, we've got to give people something. So
the better they are, the worse we are. Is this how this is going to work?
I don't know. Half an hour sounds alright. If we get half an hour out of this, it'll be alright. No 20 minutes, we've just rattled right through it. Because we've got 9...
Oh, I know, 205 live.
Oh, right, okay, let's go to it. Right.
I'll put it off halfway through because I hated it.
Right. I watched the highlights there. Mate, that's actually a great shout. I forgot all about that. That's how much I didn't care. I watched the highlights there, right? And the highlights were 6 minutes.
Aye, that's generous. The show had started off, big fancy intro and all that, recycled stuff from the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, which I didn't really enjoy as much towards the end. Anyway, they lined everybody up on the stage, and they introduced them one by one. And obviously, Good Rangers man's there. Jesus, Malcolm, Austin, that's a chemical attack.
Did they fart on you?
No, just near me, which is bad enough. So everybody gets their introduction, and they did video packages throughout the night. So the first one was for the Bollywood boys. I've never hated a gimmick more. Do you know what their gimmick is?
The dance.
They're Indian and they can't dance.
Mate,
their gimmick's supposed to be that they can dance. They can't dance.
Mate,
their entrance, they clearly haven't worked on it because they came out to the ring and they kept going to do a wee dance move together, and they're like, now, should we go now? We'll just do it. And then they did it, the totally quiet bit of the song.
Mate,
and it looked like shit. And see their finisher. Oh.
It was a sham.
They dance, and then they do a super kick.
I'm sick of super kicks now, mate. I'm sick of them.
There's only two people who should be doing super kicks right now. Dolph Ziggler and no chin music for James Ellsworth.
I'm sick of seeing these fucking super kicks. The other thing...
What a shite name, by the way. So this kick, you do it a wee bit differently. What's different about it? Well, I hit them in the face. We need a name for it though. It's like a kick but better. So
we dance.
Super kick.
Mate, I literally fast forward majority of this. I just lost interest, and that's a shame.
Tony Nese and Drew Gulak the jobber entrance. Because they're standing at the side of the ring after these guys come in, and you think, well, you know how this match is going to go. The match went on for like 15 minutes. And obviously they lost, but don't give them the jobber entrance.
I took this by the point I gave up, even for the 6-minute highlights. I just gave up.
Just after that, they had a hype video for Noam Dar.
Right.
Now, I've not really seen Noam cut many promos in his time at ICW because he was one of those guys that could do it in the ring and would show in the ring that he was something else.
Yeah.
Like, no one can argue that guy's talent. He's exceptional. He can do stuff that other cruiserweights can't do. And yet, he never does it in a way that's going to shorten his career. He wrestles cleverly.
I enjoy him because every week we watch them. No, for ICW, you have better insight in ICW, but since he's been on WWE, every match is different. Where compared to Rich
Swann in these tag matches, it's the same spots in the same order almost every single week.
That's why I gave up, mate.
Aye.
I literally gave up because it's the same shit.
Aye, exactly. Anyway, so they had a wee video, and I think he's maybe too worried about being heard properly. You know, because his accent, it's not that different to ours, but he's not used to having to clear up what he's saying for an international audience.
He's got to really tone it back a bit.
Aye.
Drew Galloway had more experience, and you could tell he's Scottish, but he drew it really back. But then when you hear him, then his normal Scottish accent, it's us.
Aye,
it's
but
the strongest
Glasgow standards,
it's the strongest mind.
Quite polite.
Yeah.
We're easier to understand than your average Glaswegian.
Yeah.
Because, like, I go down to London a lot, and I don't really have the accent problems there that other people have that I've been there with.
No, I had issues.
So,
I went to Nottingham for work a couple of years back. I had the issues.
Well, it is a small town full of inbred people.
They couldn't understand me at all.
No one can understand Nottingham, to be fair. Anyway, my point is, it becomes easier to some people than others, and I think just now Noam's too aware of it to cut a good promo. Because, although in saying that, as the video went along, clearly you could see that, you know, what the later takes were, because he was a lot more relaxed than he was for the first few bits when he was talking. Don't get me wrong, he did everything right. He put himself over pretty well and all that. It just felt very, like, you know, like he's reading a script and still concentrating too much on trying to be polite. It's probably not the word I want to use here, but, like, you know, well, understandable. Average American. Which I get, and I don't blame him at all. It just is.
Give him time.
It's something he'll definitely be working on, because he knows himself.
He's probably one of the better ones to watch on that show, and for the premiere show, I didn't feel it delivered. Well,
after Noam was done, it was at Jack Gallagher against Daivari Jr. Now, friends of mine have seen Jack a lot, and they really like him. Like, they really like him. There is no doubt that in that ring, he's excellent.
Oh, the guy's got talent.
I mean, you could see at the start of the match, see the way he was going into holds, completely different from anyone else ever in WWE, because he was spinning round her arm and getting him into an arm lock, and then, you know, twisting his moustache and showing off.
It's like very old school wrestling he does.
He carries himself like William Regal as well. See, he comes out the ring, it's the old Regal commissioner walk, you know, when he used to come out and have the cup of tea, or in fact when he first came back as William Regal, and he sat in the ring going, "I will now read the complete William Shakespeare's Hamlet," and then got stunned, right? Which was amazing. Anyway, it was a lot like that, just the way he carries himself, you know, wipes his feet, gets in the ring, and as I say, the guy is a great talent. He's quite good at promos, easy to understand, very well spoken. In the ring, he's doing stuff that no one else can do or has tried to do. But it's just, I don't see it catching on for the Yanks.
No, that's the thing, and that's the sad thing about it. He's got... William Regal was lucky in the sense where people bought into him, and he is a legend. He is. The
thing about Regal is, as much as he could joke, and he used like the old, you know, Morecambe and Wise material and all that, and as funny as he could be, Regal did have the charisma, and Regal could be taken seriously because he knew exactly when to flip in a promo.
He knows how to play a crowd, and I remember watching an interview with him, and he says his best segment, and I was surprised because he's had amazing fucking segments over the year.
Remember when he shut off Raw? He turned it off early?
Aye.
That was amazing.
The guy... I mean, that's how I'm so over the moon. Like, when I was watching the leaks of the back on the network when they were talking about the Performance Centre and shit like that, like the series.
His influence.
Yeah, and it's like he's like what Dusty Rhodes was like with helping promos, and you can't get anybody better than William Regal. You cannot get better than William Regal, and like he was talking about his favourite segment he ever done, and I'm like, fuck, what would it be? Because like some of them are so funny, and the best one was when he dressed up as a woman. That was his favourite.
Oh, yes.
That was his favourite.
That was so funny. No, but that's the kind of comedy that he grew up with. And Yanks had never seen it, so he could get away with doing it.
He got away with it.
I remember But this has turned into a William Regal love fest. I'm okay with that.
I'm cool with it. Because 205 was shite!
I admit, after the Gallagher thing, he put Daivari into a hold where we were supposed to believe that Daivari was tied up in a knot and couldn't get out, even though you could see that all he had to do was slide his hand from his legs. And that was when I put it off. I wasn't buying it. Anyway, so Regal, do you remember when Crime Time were about and they were trying to sell Rolexes and stuff?
Quick question, was there a title match last night?
There was. I don't want to talk about it because...
Did Kendrick lose?
Aye.
Fuck off, really?
Aye, Rich Swann is your cruiserweight champion for some reason.
I'm not watching it anymore. I'm not watching it, mate, because I
don't get it either. It doesn't make sense.
I don't think he's that fucking... He's right. It's shite saying because
the cruiserweight, everybody can go in the ring. Everybody.
I'm not a wrestler. I've never had any wrestling training. The only close to ring work I ever got was boxing, which is a completely different art. Even being in like a similar ring style, I never done wrestling. It was boxing I done. So I cannot sit there and say he's a bad fucking wrestler because I've got no experience.
None of them are bad wrestlers.
I just don't like his style.
They're all too limited.
His style is the same generic shit week in, week out.
And he does stand out. And I don't know if it's like the people in charge have been saying, right, we need to tone it down. But nothing stands out for the cruiserweights with the exception of Kendrick and Noam. No one's doing anything that makes me sit up. See, if you watch the Cruiserweight Classic, they were pulling out insane stuff. I mean, at one point, I think it was against Kota Ibushi, Kendrick pulled out a move called the Burning Hammer, right? Wrestle Nerd Alert. The Burning Hammer is a move that originated in Japan. I can't remember the guy's name, but he only ever did it 7 times in his entire career. It was the most protected super finisher ever. And do you know why? Because he dropped the guy on his neck. He would pick him up in a sort of fireman's carry, Death Valley driver position. But the way they treated Japan, their necks are really, really strong. Right? Which is why Nakamura could get dropped in his head all day and walk away, no problem. Anyway, so it starts off in that sort of AA Death Valley driver position. They flip him over. He lands him on his head, back of his neck. Bang. The guy's dead. Pin. It ends. Kendrick pulled that out at one point against Kota Ibushi. It's never been seen in WWE before. But that's exactly my point. They were all doing fucking insane moves. Nobody else was doing flipping over the ropes and spinning so many times and things like that. Moves that you just wouldn't see anyone else do. Where's all that went?
It was a disappointment, mate. Like I say, I turned off. I just literally turned off. I just didn't enjoy it. Compared to the Cruiserweight Championship, I just didn't like it. And I see that way, mate. I can't even remember what the crowd reaction was like. I see that way.
I'm surprised there was a crowd there because they recorded it after SmackDown. But that said, it was very dark. They turned a lot of lights off, so you couldn't really see.
Who's going to see it unless you're say like us? We're right in the wrestling, so see, like if that was there in Glasgow, we would probably stick around and watch it because we enjoy wrestling. But if you're
someone that comes here rarely, but if you're at a town that they come into every couple of months, like 3-4 months or whatever, it's going to hold less of an allure for you. And I think they turned out the lights to hide that people were going home.
The stupidest, they'd done this with NXT right at the start. The stupidest thing they ever did was done it before Raw or after Raw.
Oh, and it was taped, and then they switched it to SmackDown when they used to tape ECW and all that. Aye.
Yeah, it just made zero fucking sense. Like I said, if they were going to do it, mate, and then the roster was moved completely. Like you said, like have like your champion on Raw with the challenger, and like I'll always bring up another two, just for the tag matches or some shit. Make it fresh every week. Keep it to the NXT arena. Because it just fucking, the crowd were nuts.
Oh, the crowd got around here, aye.
No, I mean, they made that show as well.
That said, if they are not allowed to do what they can do, but we've seen them do in the Cruiserweight Classic, what's the fucking point?
Mate, I will not watch it. I will not watch it just now.
They need to change the style radically. They need to make them stand out. And right now, they're just the same shit as everyone else, but small.
Give a couple of weeks. If they've changed their ideas, then fair enough. If not, then I am not interested.
It's a damn shame. I'd high hopes for this when they first brought it back.
So did I, because like they've built it up to fuck Raw. Well, The higher-ups on Raw fucked up the cruiserweights. Should they have been on SmackDown? Yes, I think they would have done a better job. Now giving them their own show. The bad thing is, with that being its own show, you had the problem with the Raw crowds who didn't buy into it until they went to Glasgow.
Well, do you remember when NXT changed its format? Maybe a year or so into it, they started having exhibition matches on Raw. Like they do Sammy and Neville or whatever.
Just to gain exposure.
I think they should do something similar. Keep the cruiserweights separate except for pay-per-views and have exhibition matches on Raw, whether it's tag team, and let them do what they're meant to be able to do. Don't make them wrestle the same as the rest of the roster.
It makes me
and have these exhibitions, then record it. I mean, I don't know what the time split up at the Performance Centre with NXT and all that, because it is at a university, and it is about training the people behind the camera as well as the people on the camera. So I don't know if they have time for scheduling more events, but I'm sure they could find it, given that they managed it for the actual cruiserweight thing. And there's this rumoured women's tournament coming up.
I give it about as long. Maybe I'm getting it too long, mate, but I give it about 5 months to 6 months, and it will be in NXT.
I think that's optimistic. I think
you think it might be?
I think they might scrap it entirely.
Oh,
after that time, because of how
the crowd don't buy it. The crowd don't buy it.
That's because the crowd or rather members of the crowd that have the network, which, okay, it's not the majority, but it's, usually folk about our age, right?
Aye.
They saw the cruiserweight open. They saw what these guys could do.
Yep.
They would have went to these matches expecting that.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. And they've not got it. Instead, they've got what everybody else does.
Aye. It's shite. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
And to finish my point about William Regal, remember
go.
when Crime Time were selling Rolexes and stuff?
Aye.
That they'd clearly stolen. There was a backstage bit where Regal was talking to Vince, and Crime Time came in trying to peddle stuff to them. And for some reason, they end up dancing in a circle round Vince. And when they get by Regal, his face just lights up and he joins in and gets right into it, going crazy. And Vince is just sitting there going, "What the hell is this?" And Regal's just going, "Oh, having a great time. I'll need to find it and stick it up the page. I love it."
Regal's amazing. If you're young and you've never seen this guy, you've got to go back and check his shit. See if you're ever getting into wrestling. I'm talking about as in you want to train to be a wrestler. That's one of the guys along with Triple H to watch. And better yet, he's one of the guys that helped Triple H and all.
Yes, he taught him.
Everybody, Austin loves him. Triple H loves him.
Everybody loves him.
The guy is so good at his job.
And you need to bear in mind that throughout most of his American career, he was off his tits on something or other.
Aye.
He was either drinking too much or drugs, or drink and drugs, and he was basically a bit of a mess, but no one person. I mean, how many times do you hear about it? Oh, British Bulldog was into crack or whatever. Jim Neidhart has crack, and they all have bad stuff to say.
Let's put it this way. That's what I was going to say. I have never heard a shoot interview where there's not one out there, anybody's got a bad word against William Regal.
Exactly.
The guy is a proper gentleman. The guy is fucking legendary. Sure Fame Hall of Famer.
Bloody better be.
He better be.
Sooner the better. I mean... And in his shows as well, he could read the phone book and you'd be entranced. Really.
You just love his voice.
Because he'd take the piss out the names. And here's Peter Wozniak. That's a bloody silly name. I think I'll try reading that out aloud again.
Oh, he's fucking legendary,
my single favourite thing from his show that doesn't get mentioned enough, when he brings up Tajiri. Now, for those that don't know, William Regal and Tajiri had a wonderful partnership for a good few years, because Regal was the commissioner and Tajiri was his man Friday. He'd use him for everything. If someone offended Regal, Tajiri would go and sort them out. Usually someone far bigger than Tajiri that he didn't have a chance with. which was wonderful because he'd get it down and Regal would go, "You bloody embarrassed me!" And the first thing he said, "Tajiri, I ate that man." And everybody goes, "What?" So, apparently Tajiri is scared of everything. He won't have music on in the car because he's scared of music. He won't go near insects, which is a bit of a problem because Regal keeps like lizards, like exotic lizards. So, of course, feeds them like live things, cockroaches, spiders, weird, bizarre insects. So he told this story. He'd been travelling with Tajiri for like a year and a half. He was completely fucking sick of him. They'd just been broken up on screen for a bit. And he, oh no, sorry, I missed an important bit. Tajiri took him into like a gas station, supermarket kind of thing. And Tajiri doesn't speak that much English. So they're walking through and Tajiri taps Regal on the shoulder and he points to some shelves. And Regal's looking and he can't see anything out of place. And Tajiri's like really insisting and pointing. He was pointing at cans of Spam. Tajiri is terrified of Spam.
No fucking way.
Once he left the shop, what did Regal do? He bought
Bios.
every single can of Spam there was, waited to Tajiri, went to the bathroom, opened them all up, dumped them all in his bag, and then he just waited. So they get to the arena, they all get settled. Regal's through like another room and all he hears, "Ah!" Because Tajiri had found the Spam, and this went on for months until Regal's wife called him up and said, "There's about $200 missing from our bank. Are you getting into the drugs again? We need to have a talk." He's like, "I promise you this is not made up, and I'm not covering my tracks, but I spent it on Spam."
Fucking brilliant, man.
He was made to stop it.
It's absolutely brilliant. Oh, at least, mate, we end on a high note, and it's no 205. We end on a good William Regal fucking story. Oh, brilliant!
What a man.
So everybody, as usual, leave us a like and a sub on the Gaming Vault, where you get to hear me and Martin. We'll be back on Saturday with our predictions for TLC. Same as usual, leave us a like and check us out on Facebook. Martin's going to leave a link there with some of the William Regal stuff. The stuff is legendary, absolutely funny. So as usual, this has been Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. I've been Will.
I will have my vengeance in this life for the next come Sunday.
I fucking love the way you're ending the show now, mate. I can't wait to hear what you always do now. I fucking love it. Oh, everybody, take care. We'll catch you Saturday.
Cheerio.